good afternoon to everyone.
OK， 首先邀请大家我们尽量往前桌。我看到还有些空桌的来，我们先看一看，你隔壁有空位的请举手来。
Okay, those who have empty seats beside you, please raise your hand. Okay, we hope everyone
OK,
will start
hold the
moving
hand,
forward.
hold the hand. OK， 我们保持举手就是你旁边有个空位的来举手来看看。OK， 来后面的伙伴们可以你看到手你走过去就好了。那边有黄金给你。
Okay, you can start filling up the seats. Okay, those empty seats in the front, those participants at the back, you can move forward.
OK， 那好了OK， 谢谢 ，Thank you。好了，然后来，大家准备好了没有
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Alright.
OK， 今天呢是非常难得的一个日子Christopher。然后呢，我知道就是在早几天呢，大家是收到一个消息，一个让人非常兴奋的一个消息。
Okay, I'm sure everyone knows today is a golden opportunity, and probably you only received this about 1-2 days ago. Okay, what is this golden opportunity?
所以呢，我知道今天是星期几啊？星期一对吗？那星期一本来呢，很多可能还要上班的对吗？那为什么现在是4点钟，大家会坐在这里呢？
全部拿病假。
什么？
Well, it's a Monday. I'm sure everyone is working. But what is everyone doing here today?
我相信呢，大家都是知道一个非常好的消息，也是一个非常难得的一个信息
Yeah. I'm sure this is a very golden opportunity for everyone to learn today.
那所以呢，在今天我们的会议开始之前我希望大家呢能配合一下。那大家都是伙伴们了，对吗？所以呢，在会议开始之前，来把你的手机拿出来，然后呢调到降低。
So to create a good learning environment, okay, we hope everyone please take out your precious handphone and turn it off to silent, or you can turn off your phone totally.
就不要影响到今天这个非常难得的大家的一个学习的机会。那好了，sorry， 那好了那来到这里呢，今天其实我们邀请有一位非常重要的人物。
So today we have a very special VIP, okay, for everyone to learn from.
而讲到的主题呢，我可以说在 Three， 我觉得这个是对我来讲是这个最重要的一个的主题。
And she's going to give you guys the most important lesson in 3.
好像我们盖房子那通常呢有个地皮了，那第一步了，我们所做的是什么？就是打那个地基，对不对？嘣就打下去。
So most importantly in architecture, what's the most important? The foundation. Okay, so she's here to lay the foundation for everyone today.
所以只要当我们如果盖房子的时候，我们的地基能打稳的话呢，你就可以一路就往高的一路的盖上去。
So of course, if the foundation is very good, you can even build a skyscraper.
所以今天呢，我们这位的非常重要的人物了，他会接下来会跟我们分享，在 Three 这个平台到底怎样可以打稳我们这个 foundation， 就打稳我们这个地基，这个 foundation
So this important guest, okay, will guide us how to lay the foundation for our business.
那到底他是谁呢？其实今天有 Three 都是因为在1年多前他做了一个决定。
Yeah. So who is she? If not for her, okay, there wouldn't be this marvelous 3 platform today.
在这个领域上面呢，他经验非常的丰富，而且在过去的10多年呢，他帮助了无数的人，改变了他们的生命。
And she has decades of experience, and she really helped a lot of people in this industry to become successful.
而且对于我来讲，在过去啦，我非常幸运，我有机会可以追随了他有10年的时间，他教我很多的东西。当中，他不是教我怎么做一个有钱的人，他是教我怎么做一个有用的人。
So most importantly, a lot of us has followed her, and she has touched our life and made us into today a very useful person in the society.
今天有 Three 有这个成绩，一切都是因为他。
And all of today's 3's result, okay, we have to attribute to her hard work and her guidance to us.
到底他是谁呢？来，让我们看一看接下来的视频。
Let's watch the video.
In the last 3 years, we have seen unprecedented changes in society. These changes challenge every major paradigm that has shaped our lives, nations, cultures, and communities. It is during times like these that we turn inward for truth. I too began to question the meaning of my existence and the meaning of success. Often, through these quiet, contemplative reflections, we come to find our purpose, our giftings, and even, as some would say, our calling in life. I choose to use my gifts in the service of goodness for the collective. After spending nearly 3 decades in the world of direct marketing, I have witnessed a broad spectrum of changes in our industry. Having built a global organization that generated billions of dollars in sales, I have learned invaluable lessons in business and in life. I have been called to start a project that honors 2 words: love and contribution. I am building a global community that is focused on the well-being of everyone around us, physically, financially, and spiritually. With that said, get ready, for you are about to be a part of something meaningful, fun, and genuinely profound. It is time to get excited and rise to the calling of something far greater than what has been.
OK， 接下来我们用我们马来西亚最热烈的掌声，欢迎 Three 我们这个 Legacy Project 的领头大将军，我们来邀请来自美国的 Miss Kim Wen。
大家下午好 Good afternoon. Such a pleasure for me to be back in Malaysia. So would you like me to speak in what? English. Mandarin 国语的要不要 I was told that in Malaysia you just tom, you know, like mix, yeah? So, well, it's a pleasure for me to come back to Malaysia. The reason why I'm here, as a matter of fact, is last month, last month, we're in April, right? Yeah, last month in March. Would you like to know what I was telling Patrick and some of the leaders? I said that, when Malaysia gets like the top 6, top 7 markets, I'll be back. Well, guess what? Last month, in the month of March, Malaysia is the number 6 market in the whole wide world. Chili, Malaysia Boleh. So it's really an amazing experience for me to witness the growth of this company around the world. And so I'm grateful today on a Monday afternoon that you are here. So what I'd like to do today is, I'll do my best. It's actually much easier for me to say non-English, but I know that some friends would like to say a few words in Mandarin. Maybe I will do that, and maybe some words in Cantonese. Good thing is, I speak all 3 languages, right? It's interesting. This afternoon before the training, I love Malaysia food, Malaysian food. So before the meeting, I had a bite to eat. So I went to eat fishball noodles. Yudan fan. So I think I told my friends in Hong Kong, I said, Malaysia, Yudan is better than Hong Kong. And so, and it's interesting. And the placemat in the restaurant, it's really big. It says, 我愛賺錢，我喜歡賺錢 or something like that. I said, oh, it's interesting. So, I think there's nothing wrong with money. It's what you do with it. And so the thing I saw was this: I love money, or I love to make money. So I don't know, in Malaysia, people that can make money here? Yes. So I really truly believe making money is a process. But ultimately, when you make the money, it's no longer about chasing money. Because when one chases money, it's never enough. And so, and I hope it's really through a truly actual life experience for me to have wanting to make money in the beginning, but after you get the money issue out of the way, you look for something a lot more fulfilling than money. And so, as a matter of fact, that's why how Three came about. And so we have a lot of new faces. I see some familiar faces, and I do see some new faces. Maybe I will share a little bit why Three. And then after that, we'll talk about, because today's topic is success fundamentals. I think Chinese call it 成功的基石. Okay, so I'm going to go over something that perhaps, so that you truly understand the power of the story of Three. Who we are, what we are, and what we do. And so maybe allow me to share a little bit about my experience. I've been in this industry for 31, 32 years. Okay? Wow. I cannot believe. Just 好像一眨眼, it's like a blink of an eye. It's 30 some more years. So when people ask me how old I am, I still tell people I'm 30 something. It feels that way anyway. So, you know, after spending 30 some more years in this space, I'm very fortunate that I have, financially, I have gotten money issue out of the way. That for generations, you know, if I learn to manage my money well, for generations, I don't have to ever work. And so, just like many of us, that the last couple of years, that we witnessed a change around the world. That at the beginning, I'm like, what can I do? You know, I'm just one person. But there was a voice that came down and says, you know what, we need to all do something. That there's more of us out there that need to come together. That we need to be the voices of hope to humanity. And so I had a tough decision to make, and that was, you know, was I willing to walk away and resign from something I've worked hard for many years, you know, for more than a decade. And so it was easy decision for me because I got the money issue out of the way. And I had to really took a deep dive and ask myself the question, if I was continue to just collect a check and do nothing and be nothing, or was I willing to put away all that to really truly start something new, something that actually brings hope to humanity, that all of us coming together collaboratively to change the world. And so obviously the choice is the latter one, that I decided to do that. It was an easy decision for me. But the last year, it hasn't been an easy journey. And I say that because I want to share this, that I have traveled, I really forgot how many cities I went to the last year, launching Three. And I could tell you this, what I've witnessed around the world is that people, there's something the last couple of years have done to humanity, that there are a group of people that, it's like, you know, there's a group of people that wanted more, but just didn't know where to turn to. But at the same time, I also witnessed there's a group of people that just kind of lost, like kind of give up on hope and kind of lost that optimism about life. And it was that through that the last year of traveling, meeting different people, that further confirmed our decision. A group of us coming together, a group of us, our decision of doing something new. Because when we all came together, that spark of us coming together and spreading that mission and that passion around the world, it is us collaboratively to help wake up humanity. To say, you know what, we are a lot more than we think we are. There is hope, there's idealism. You know, I want you to think about this. Way before this whole thing called a pandemic, way before all this happened, that most people, humans, have this optimism, this idealism. You know what? When I wake up, there's hope. You know, I can be something. I dare to pursue the dream. But after all these years of lockdown and dumped down, people felt, I feel like sometimes humanity's been dumped down, has been controlled down. And so, but us coming together, I see people are happy, people have hope again. That spark really is very fulfilling. 有一个感觉就是从心里面发出来的，就是一个 I don't know， 这是一个 I can't describe it using words, but I can tell you it's a very fulfilling and very meaningful journey the last year. I tell you, was it easy? No, last year wasn't easy. Just to start something brand new, and that I'm going to touch upon in part of this training. Is a lot of times in life, when you quote unquote on top of one mountain, whatever profession, whatever career you've got to be, that you're on top of the career, on the top of the mountain. For you to want to climb another mountain, then what must we do? We have to what? Loksana, climb down the mountain, and then what? Climb up the mountain. And most people, it's so easy. You know, I will tell you this. You could look around. You know, very few people in this world, let me put it this way, very few people in this world to have made hundreds of millions of dollars that are willing to go climb down the mountain, go in the trenches, and then step by step, I press the button. Then step by step, there we go, okay, I got it. So step by step, and willing to go in the trenches and then climb up the mountain again. I don't know. I mean, you think about it. What are some of the people you know personally that have made hundreds of millions of dollars, USD, not ringgits? Okay? I mean, I want you to think about that. How many of you? And at my age, I'm almost 60. You know, so 1 year away from 60. And so how many people are willing to do that? And I'm really proud not only of myself. I have groups of entrepreneurs with me that are older than me, that are over 70 years old. Mr. He Ping is 70 years old. He Ping, you know, how many of you went to Hong Kong convention in last month? You know, He Ping has not been home yet. He's roaming around Greater Asia, Greater China. He hasn't been home. After Hong Kong, he's roaming all over China. So when you have a group of people that have made tens of millions of dollars and yet willingly to go back to the trenches and to work this, it's not a one-person thing. It's a group of people that truly want to come together to want to make a positive impact to the world. You know, how many of you are saying that, you know what, 賺錢, like when you make money, it's one thing. You know, you could make in life, you can make money, or you can make a difference. Or you can do both. Now, Malaysia, would you like to do both? To make money and to make an impact and make a difference to the world. That's what 3 is. So what I'd like to do, is this lightweight? Maybe I need some muscles. Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Michelle. All right, okay. It's okay, I got this. I use paper. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today, because actually, you know why I'm here in Malaysia? Besides, I had a bet with Patrick. I said, if your team does certain volume, if the country Malaysia does certain volume, I'm going to come to Malaysia. Well, you guys did it. And then my husband was planning all this stuff for my birthday, which was yesterday. And he planned everything. And I'm like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I got to go to Malaysia. He goes, what? It's your birthday. I said, it's fine, you know. So I flew over here. It's sometimes in life, you just gotta, you know, just when the calling came, you just gotta do it. And he goes, honey, I planned everything. But I'm really blessed to have a husband that's extremely supportive of my work. And he goes, I said, you know, no worries, when we go back, we'll celebrate. So I celebrated my birthday here in Malaysia. So there we go. Okay, now, so I want to say this, is that I want to talk about today is because a lot of times many of you got into the platform, and not only you guys, but most people in this world, once they got involved, they're like, what do I do? Like, how do I go about talking to people? So what I like to do is really go back to the very beginning. After 30 years in this space, I really want to share with you the 3 fundamental things about success, okay? Now, success is pretty elusive. You know, some people measure success as the money that they make. Some people measure success as, you know, the meaning, the fulfilling things that you got in your heart. Some people measure success as whatever impact you do this world. So whatever that is, we are going to blend that in there in this platform called 3, okay? So we're going to talk about today the what, okay? So the fundamental success, number 1, it's the what. I always touch this button. Okay, so the what, right? Number 1. Number 2 is the why. Number 3 is the how. What is it? Because we talk about this thing, success, this thing called 3. So would you like me to kind of share with you the what? What is 3? What is this business platform? Would you like to know? Yes. Okay. Now, and the why. And then last but not least, the how to. Okay? So I think if I were to summarize this fundamental success into 3 elements, then I'm going to dissect it in each element to help you to gain a better understanding. So can you all tell me, what is 3? This platform called 3. What is it?
People.
It's a people business.
Purpose.
Purpose. It's an e-commerce business. Okay? It's all good. But I want to say this in such a way that's relatable to you, so you'll be much easier for you to go share with other people. Okay? So, because when you have the right perception of what it is, when you have the right understanding of what it is, then you could listen to what it is, have a better understanding, digest it, internalize it, and then integrate it so you can go out there and talk to other people about what it is. It's that process of understanding what it is and doing it and sharing it. It is a daily practice. How many of you exercise every day? Not too many. How many of you walk every day? I know you walk in Malaysia. I walk every day. I'm just like walking so hot out there. Okay, so imagine walking, yoga, meditation. Whatever it is that you do, it is a practice, a daily practice. So when you understand, I want you to temporarily, during this session, forget about what you know about 3. Remove all that. Kind of have a fresh canvas, okay? And look at what it is. Because once you have a better grasp of what it is, a better understanding, better perception, because from perception, it forms a belief system in you. Because your perception is backed by your belief. From belief, it will influence you into actions. Okay? So, what it is, 3 is simply a platform. But what is it that we do? We are basically in a business that has the hottest trend, what humans looking for right now as we speak. I want you to think about all of us, especially after the last couple of years, this thing called COVID, whatever, right? Last couple of years, what are people looking for? Number 1, health. True or not true? We want to be healthy because you can have all the money in the world, but if we are not feeling the vibrancy of life, it's stagnant. You know, sometimes when people are in pain or they're not healthy, all they wanted to forget about all the money in the world. All they wanted to have is their health back. True or not true? Yeah. So what it is that we're doing, we are the hottest trend is what? What hottest trend of what? Of human needs right now. Number 1 is health. Number 2 is what? Freedom. Think about it. What the last couple of years, what do we want? We want freedom. Now, because of what took place, most people, these last couple of years, some people work from home. They got so used to doing Zoom. They want to have the freedom of making money, number 1. They want to have the freedom of what they choose to put in their body. And number 3, they want freedom to go where they want. So freedom to be liberated is one of the basic human needs. True or not true? Yeah. Would you like have freedom to choose what you put in your body, what you eat, what you think, what you speak? That's freedom, isn't it? So these are 2 biggest trends, wellness and freedom. Now, we don't want to go, this is not about politics or anything else, but freedom of being human. Freedom in how you want to make money and what you think. And so how do you make money? Let's think about that. Especially after the last couple of years, that people are looking for freedom to go, you know what? This model that we've been taught, what we call brick and mortar. What is brick and mortar? I think Chinese call it 实体企业，对不对? Brick and mortar is like, you know what? Now, how many of you know that? How many of you own a traditional business? Show hands. 传统生意的老板啊. Okay. When you own a traditional business, It's brick and mortar. You have to have employee, you have to have a physical office, you have to store your product. That's called brick and mortar. You have to sataya. You actually have to have something to offer to your client can see. Well, what do people want these days? Well, that's what we were taught, the brick and mortar business model. Well, what if there's something called, in Chinese, it's called Heng Kei. That means you are no longer, I don't know how to say that in Qing Chuangye, okay? Heng Chongyi ba, okay? That means if there's a way, I want you to imagine, if there's a way that you are no longer bound by brick and mortar. You are no longer bound by a physical location to stock bunch of products, to have employee. If there's a model like that, would it be exciting? So forget about anything you know about network marketing, multi-level, remove all that. If there is a 新创业 that allows you to go cross-border, would it be exciting? So what Three is basically a business platform that they do all the research and development. They do all the global logistics. They do all the administration, all the product registration, all the heavy lifting that a traditional business have to do. So what am I? I'm just someone go out there and share what Three is about. It's through Three, they provide the cutting edge products that help people with their wellness, of the well-being, staying healthy. And then the other part it fulfills is the freedom. I want to make money without being tied to a brick and mortar, without being tied to a physical location, without tied to a lot of investment. I want you to think about this. Here in Malaysia, you have franchises, right? I did some Google. When I came up here, I had some notes. Like with, what's a famous one here? 7-Eleven, right? McDonald's. What are some of the local franchises that I Googled and took a screenshot? Yeah, the coffee. I was Googling that. I said, oh my gosh. Did you know that when you own a franchise, not only do you have to pay a franchisor, you have to pay the franchisor a fee to get started, right? And you have to have capital requirements before you can even get a franchise. And number 3, what do you have to do? As you make money, you have to pay a percentage of your profit to the franchisor. Okay, now that's a normal brick and mortar. Here, what does it mean? 什么意思？亲戚业 Okay, what does it mean? Instead of me having to invest a whole lot of money, all I do is this. There's a coffee there. Old Town Coffee. Old Town Coffee's franchise, right? I was looking it up because I love Old Town Coffee. Well, you know what? It costs 650,000 ringgit minimum as a startup capital. And you have to pay, I think, 150,000 ringgit as a franchisor fee. And as you make money, 你每一个月赚钱, you have to give a percentage to the corporate headquarters. Now, I want you to think about this. What if there's a company with cutting-edge product, with science? We actually have our own R&D, research and development. Dr. Dan does all that stuff. Most of the supplement company out there, it's called white label. What does that mean? You go to a manufacturer, you tell them this is what I like, and they will patch your name on the product and white label and give it to you. We are completely different. So coming back to this, so we are in the 2 biggest trend of truly living a freedom life and having product to help people with their health and wellness. Okay? So that is a 1-2. Now, the difference is this. For example, if today you open an Old Town Coffee, okay, you invest 650,000 ringgit. 你开你的店, you open $1 million ringgit, let's just say approximately, okay? And you have to sign the lease and all that stuff. Okay, $1 million ringgit. And then what? If you want to open, where are we? Are we in PJ or are we in KL? We're KL. Let's just say that you want to open, let's say that 50 miles from here, you want to open up another white coffee. Okay? Now, what do you have to do? You have to pay another fee to open up another location. What if you, let's say that in Ibo, you also want to open up a white coffee there. What do you have to do? You have to invest money to put it there, right? Now, what is that difference between Hengi, meaning our model is this. All you have to do is share. Say, listen, I put a little tiny investment. I told my friend about this, that I'm in the biggest trend of helping people having that vitality, staying healthy, and have an opportunity to make money from the comfort of your own home without a whole bunch of investments. That's all we do. Don't get too complicated. So by me telling, let's just say that I have a friend in Ibo, okay? I tell them about this business and go, oh, I really like it. They are the one that put a little investment. They join your platform, and then your friend told another friend in Penang. They also want to get started because they want to be healthy. They also want to be a part of this global e-commerce. Global e-commerce is a huge trend right now happening around the world. So they also want to be part of it. Did you have to pay something? No, they paid. They got involved. Now get this. When that store in Ibo, when that store in Penang, when they sell some product, get some customers, what happened to your business? You get overriding commission. That is a major difference between us and the traditional business model called brick and mortar. 实体企業, 实體企業. Are you guys understanding this? When you tell people, how many of you came here to build a business? Show of hands. Okay. If you come here to build a business, I hope this message gets through to you. Because a lot of times, when people come in, they go, oh, you have to take my Eternal. It is so good. Oh, my friend had a hole in the face, and then the hole got closed. Oh, you gotta do this. They have a lot of knee pain joint, and then after you do it, they don't need knee pain. Those are great testimonials. But if you want to do the big picture, you gotta know how to get to people. Find out we'll talk about the how-to in a second. So I want to paint a picture of you understanding what this whole thing is about. I am not a research and developer. I'm not a medical doctor. I do not know anything about science. I have Dr. Dan. Are you guys with me? I am not a global logistics specialist. I don't want to handle all that stuff. If I do, I would have been CEO. But I want them to do the heavy lifting. I don't want to do that. So all I do is I share what this platform has. Okay? What does this platform have? Two of the biggest trends. Cutting edge product for what the human needs are, health and wellness. Proactive, something that this industry had never seen before. Technology that's not even out there except through us. Okay? The other thing is, the trend is Heng Tong Yi. Something that disrupts the traditional model of brick and mortar. Okay? And it's global. So that's all I do. So when you understand in which it is what we do, we build a global distribution channel. I want you to think about this. That in my career, I have customers. I have hundreds of millions of customers that I have built over the years. I want you to look at me. I am just a doctor's wife. How can this little girl from her home have hundreds of millions of customers? If I were to go get customer myself, I would be old and gray before I even get 1 million customers. Are you guys with me so far? So a lot of people don't understand the concept of what it's to do. You know, you don't underestimate. When you talk to a few good people, those few good people, they talk to a few good people, they go to people, before you know it, you could have a global business. Who would have thought? Now, in my career, my business has spread to over 200 countries and territories. Have I been to 200 countries and territories? No. Do I know all 200 countries? No, I don't. I can't even pronounce some of them. But who would have thought? A lot of people, especially traditional business people, they could not fathom how, they just cannot, most traditional people cannot comprehend how big this is. I still remember my career in the beginning. There were times when I was talking to these, big business people in China, right? They go, you too slow. I have a couple of hundred stores throughout the country. I put it there, I go faster than you. I said, let's see. I could tell you, a few years into that opportunity, we become a $1 billion brand. That company that has a couple of hundred stores, they're not even a $1 billion renminbi. A lot of times people don't understand the power of this platform. So I want you to look at this one. What I just shared with you is really a big picture. So a 30,000 view of like, okay, what kind of business am I? You are not in a business of selling product to somebody. You could if you want to. So if you come here to want to make some small money to get some customers, sell some product, maybe eventually when we're on the ground, which is hopefully it's pretty soon, have some good news for you guys shortly. But when you're able to sell some product. But when you sell some product, you make a little living. How many of you want to come here to really truly make a fortune? There's no guarantee, but there's guaranteed possibilities. Okay? So now, the two biggest trends, right? Freedom of lifestyle. Number 2, of health. It's a human needs right now, right? So the why. That question, what is the what we should talk about? What is the why? It is your why. Why are you doing this? Because when you go and share this with other people, your why is very important. Now, you have to identify what your why is. I mean, in the beginning, bless you. In the beginning, you might be like, you know what? I just want to make, my job I no longer feel secure, or I wanted to diversify another stream of income. So whatever your why is, you have to identify that. Because when you share with other people, it is not 3 that they sign up with. It's perhaps through your story, your why, tying to your perception of what this picture is. That's what people come in the business. Okay? Now, so what is your why? I don't know. Can someone share with me your why? Real quickly, what is your why in this business? Anybody want to raise your hand and share? Anybody? Okay, yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Go ahead, Sarah.
My why is actually to build global business. I have a lot of friends overseas, but we never touch base regularly. So I think this platform is great. I'm also helping other people know about our great products. So that's it.
Thank you. Okay, now hold on. I want to really just okay. Sarah, you have no idea what you volunteer for. Okay. Okay, that's fine. No, joking aside. Okay, now Sarah. So that is a very superficial layer. That not right or wrong. So to really make that impact, because most people say, I want to come here to do passive income. I have a lot of friends. I can help my friends. That's good, but it's not deep enough. That why to go. You know what? So tell me, what is the true reason why? Is it, do you own your own business, you have a job, or what?
I do. I have my cafe.
Okay.
Tired.
Aha, okay, now let's talk. Okay, all right. You have your own cafe. Okay, where's your cafe at?
In Johor Bahru.
Okay, so you have a cafe, and how long you have your cafe for?
3 years.
3 years. Oh wow, you started when it's lockdown, pandemic. Okay, all right. So how's the cafe going on? What's your life like with the cafe?
It's very hectic and not enough time for myself.
Okay.
I'm an IT consultant actually, project manager, business analysis person, and I decided to just give it a go. Just to try something new because I get bored easily, so I like to challenge myself. So didn't know this is going to be a tiring business. Back pain, leg pain.
So you actually work in a cafe?
Yeah, I work too.
You worked in a cafe too?
Yes.
How many hours?
It depends. If I have staff working, then I can rest and relax. Met Michelle when I was really in deep SHIT, so I had to work non-stop almost 3 months. Michelle, I didn't have any break, not even a single day.
Wow.
So I was literally waking up tired and almost crying because I had to work.
Because you couldn't find staff or what?
They were there, but they left. And how many were there?
Now, how many traditional businesses out there? Can you relate to her story? Okay, good. Now, so was the money good? Working all those hours? Okay. So now, your why, okay, so Okay, that's good. Step number one. Okay, I got a better picture of your work. Now, so what do you hope to do? If you could, like your wish, right? What would you like to see yourself doing? If money is no object, what is it the next 6 months or the next year or 2 years? What would you like yourself? What do you see yourself if you were to call it success in life? What might that be?
To be closer to my parents because they are old, ailing now. Especially my mom. My mom is she had 2 strokes in the last few years, so her health and her motivation to live actually is not very good.
Okay.
She thinks she just want to die. So even though she's okay, but I think it's just generally maybe being a woman after the menopause, she didn't really recover after that, especially after the stroke.
Okay, so want to be closer to your parents, okay? And then what else for you? Healthy.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, and then?
I want to be able to travel the world without thinking of can I afford it.
Okay.
I have friends all over also, and my daughters can go to Germany.
Okay.
And it's very expensive from Malaysia.
Yes, for everywhere else too. Okay, so now, so do you think doing whatever you're doing in a cafe, would you be able to travel the world and fulfill that dream?
At the moment, honestly.
Okay, so even if you work like even harder than whatever you're doing, you double work harder. Do you think so let's just say you double work harder. Do you think it's gonna provide that lifestyle for you where you can travel the world without worrying about money, you can be closer to your parents, and if you don't have to work, you know what, you need to be spending time with your parents, you can do that. With your cafe, do you foresee that even if you work double harder than what you're working now, do you foresee to have that responsibility, that lifestyle a year from now? Okay, all right. So, what do you see through 3? Like, don't limit with your logic, because most people go, well, this is a small investment, how much you could do? Forget about all that. So, what would be a dream for you in 3, this platform?
My dream would be literally meeting new people and having that freedom, the freedom of income that I don't have to worry about meeting anywhere and sharing, what I feel. I think Michelle changed my life. I met her. She helped me internally as well, and she made me realize there's something more. Not just my cafe.
Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. She helped you realize there's more to life. I want you to think about this. Whatever you're doing in your job, in your business, that knowing that there is more in life. That's why I was getting the goosebumps. How can you feel that? Whatever you're doing right now, there's more in life. Would you get excited more about life?
Yes.
Sarah, I want you to keep that story. See? When all of us have this powerful, heart-nudging, heart-warming story. But when we are being courageous enough to be vulnerable to share that, that's when people hear your story. So, Sarah, how much money do you think you would need to begin with, just to be comfortable, to be able to care for your parents? That not have to 7 days a week, wake up and just worry about your cafe. How much money do you think you need to do that?
The thing is, I'm away from my parents about 4 hours a day. So I want to be able to move closer.
Got it, okay.
So I need a place to live where they are. Because I need to buy a house. So buying a house is not cheap where I am.
So this is what I suggest. You need to sit down. All of us, and this is just a one life story, and I'm really thankful for you being so courageous. Okay, so I want you to really go back and say, okay, step by step. Okay, if you truly want to move your parents closer to you, say in the beginning, you either rent a place or you buy a place, and then you have to look at how much money that requires of you, and then how much money you will need to make to get through that lifestyle. Number 1. Number 2. To do the work that you want to do, which is connecting with your friends all over the world. So you have to work out all that. Because life Most people, like, we got ourselves into a situation. Like she's Sarah, right? Sarah's in a situation. She opened up a cafe. She's like stuck there now, right? And so, but there's a way out. 3 is your way out. But a way out to where? That's where most people faltered in pursuing their dream, is they don't know where. They don't have clarity of what is it they want. Can we give Sarah a big round of applause, please? I would suggest with Sarah, like what Michelle done for her is like, by just sharing with her. She hasn't made much money yet, I presume, in 3. But she already said that Michelle changed her life. It's not only sharing the opportunities, that open her mind and her heart up that there's more to life than whatever that is. And there is a way out. There's hope. And here's what the disconnect is. Why is it in 3 or in any business platform? People coming in, they make 0. They make no money. And why is it someone makes $500,000 a month? We're only a year-old company, okay? No income claim whatsoever. But why such a disparity? Couple of things. Our activities, but more importantly is our having clarity of what it is that you want. So that's your why, Sarah. Your why? Your parents. Okay? Maybe part of your why is you want to get out of your situation right now. But ultimately, what's more important is how you want to live your life. You want to have time freedom to take care of your parents. You also want to have money freedom so you can travel the world, connect with friends. What a beautiful thing when you can connect with your friends, and then you can share this business with your friends. You can do the business with people you care about and love and care and want to share. So the clarity of what is you want to do. And I'll give you a really simple example. This is so crucial in life. This may be so simple, but I want to throw it out there. It's not business, but it is about action plan. I check in my hotel. I got here to KL, check in my hotel at 2 something. Then I know I have to get down to the lobby at 3 o'clock to come to the training. So I got to my hotel. First thing I did is I ironed my shirt, because I don't want you to see me wearing a wrinkly shirt. I ironed my shirt. I ironed my white jeans. I got everything lined up, got myself ready, bam, I'm ready to go. A friend of mine watched me do that. I said, well, wow, I learned something. I said, what did you learn? She goes, I watched you got it, you know exactly what you need to do. Life is like that. You just need to know what you need to be prepared for and how to execute it. I said, I need to be at the hotel, out in the hotel lobby at 3 o'clock, so I already, before I even got into my room, I already got a whole thing, a list of what to do. Bam, bam, bam. If I don't, I'll be moping around the hotel room, I'll be doing this, 4 o'clock came, I won't be ready. And same thing with life. You know, most people live their life like they have forever to live. Did you know that life is a limited time opportunity? Life is a limited time opportunity. My son, he's now almost 21 years old. He's in college doing films. My son showed me a picture. I said, oh, son, send it to mommy. I'm going to print it out and send it to people. He showed me a picture of all the weeks. He's like, Mom, it's all over social media, but I thought it was so fresh, right? So, like, of all the weeks that we have to live our lives, most of us maybe live our life 100 years old, 120 years old. And I was looking at this. Can you imagine all these weeks? Let's just say that I put all this, these are the weeks of, like battery. You know how your battery? Life, there's limited battery. You know, your phone, you can always recharge. Our life, you take good product, maybe you have 100, you know, in our jeans, maybe last 120 years. So when I look at that, so let's just say that this represent 120 years of age. I said, oh my God, son, If I were to cross all that, I'm like, son, I am halfway through my life. I'm 59 years old. But most people don't think about that. If you knew that the weeks, look, we just consume, 30 minutes of training. That's 30 minutes of our life we spend together. Hopefully this hour you spend together, you open up something in your mind, in your heart. There's something more. Then it's well worth the 30 minutes we spent together. Are you guys with me so far? So life in itself is limited time opportunity. Same as 3. The time that we have is limited time for this timing we have right now. We're not even on the ground yet. Are you guys, if you only get this, you get super excited. So I look at my battery chart, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm halfway through. So what are the things in life I wanted to accomplish? What makes me happy? My husband says, you know what, honey, it's okay, go. I know we plan everything for your birthday, but I know doing this kind of work makes you happy because you're making impact to your community. So what makes you happy? And then you need to be specific. What do I need to do? You need to make extra amount of money so that you could maybe get yourself out of the cafe business if it's tying you down. I don't know. Something that you need to, it's sometimes in life it's hard. When we got into something, oh my gosh, I invest so much money. I imagine you invest a lot of money in your cafe business. It's like, what do I do? Most people will, like I know of this lady in LA many years ago. She had her entire life saving opened up a Vietnamese restaurant. And every single day, gets Cantonese, then it's no business. But then her overhead, her rent, her utilities, her staff keeps on accumulating. That's your traditional brick and mortar business. That's why we're different. See, when you know this, the how-to gets real easy. But I want to spend time on these 2 first. Because once you get this, you can talk to people like that. Because it's not about, I want to build some residual income, I want to talk to people. No, you have a powerful story to tell. What is your why? So coming back to here. So I look at my chart and go, oh my God, half of my life is bye-bye. Hopefully you get some experience out of it. And then what do I want to accomplish for the second half of my life? What do you want to accomplish for the second half of your life? This is where humanity so far, I think we're coming to the precipice right now of humanity's waking up saying, oh my gosh, I live half of my life. What is it I want? What kind of footprint, what kind of energetic value I want to leave on this planet Earth? There's something that you have to think about. Speaking of parents, my dad is 97 years old. My dad will be 98. And I really have no idea how I did my first year in 3. My dad had fell, and I took him home. I didn't want him to stay in the senior home. Because I visited him when he was recovering from his fall after surgery. And I watched what happened in the senior people home. And I watched all the parents. Every day, all the elderly folks at the care home, every day, the old people would hang by the window, hoping that their children would come see them. And I told myself I would never ever do that to my father. Because when we were young, our parents never left us alone. And why is it when they get older that children's gonna dump them in the old home? So I took my dad home. And I remember, some of you remember when I do Zoom calls, that I have one eye on the screen, I have another eye on my dad. Because my father, after he fall, I said, Dad, I have to do Zoom, 1 hour. Do not move, please. My dad would put a thing, when I'm doing my call, he is doing her call. And he would push her to the card up, and I go, excuse me, Dad, come back. But the point is, I get the blessing of having the opportunity to give my dad a beautiful home to live in. In my backyard, I have a beautiful koi. It's not even my primary home. I actually moved from my home to stay with my dad until I found a full-time staff. I stayed with my dad for 11.5 months so that I could be with my father and watch him, just spend quality time. Now, while I'm building a business, if I own a brick and mortar, do you think I could do that? No. I can be home doing my Zoom calls, smiling, and then eyeing on my dad. If someday I show you a picture, while I'm doing that, next thing you know, and I'm talking, I got really engaged. Next thing you know, I look at the peripheral vision from my eyes. I saw my dad outside using a spray bottle, watering plant. I'm like, Dad, come back here. So I sidetrack a little bit, but I want to share with you. It's like people like at our age, middle age, mid 50s or late 50s, we're facing the dilemma of our parents being elderly. So what if there's a way that you could build something, and you're young, we're young, you can still do that, and having the blessing to provide for your parents a beautiful retirement space. I tell you, that money, that experience, even though I was away from my bed for 11.5 months, but that experience is priceless to be able to do that for your parents, for your family. But anyway, coming back to this, your why. What is your why? Only you. So when you tell people, like, folks, if I were you, Sarah, so this is how I'm going to share with people. Okay? So I'll talk about how to share in a second, because she volunteered her story. So your why, because that's your story when you talk to people. So the how. This is the how. How do you go about talking to people? A lot of people they sign up, they go, okay, now what do? I have 100 lists, but I just don't know how to open my mouth. How many of you have that feeling? Like, it's like, what do I say? Okay, so this is what you say. Understand the how to. Okay, thank you. So the how is, what is our objective? Our objective is to find a few good ones. You don't need to find 1,000 people like Patrick. If you are lucky, you find one Patrick, you might be pretty sad, okay? So put it this way. In our business, we need to find a few good ones. What if it took you 5 years to find a Patrick? Are you okay?
Yes.
What if it took you 10 years to find someone like me? Are you okay?
Yes.
It's not me, it's the people I brought in my door, okay? So now you said that. But why is it that in the journey of finding, when you are not finding the right people, most people will quit. But know that the good ones are out there. They always are. It's a question of, are you willing to go through that number? It's a total, complete numbers game. So let's talk about the how to, okay? How do you do? How do you go about it? My whole thing, how to do it, is I talk to the people I know. So this is what I say. I said, listen, you know me. I've been like, let's say if I were you, Sarah, okay? I said, let's say you call, give me the name of your best friend. Just name. Sita. Say, Sita, you're my best friend. You know my story. I own a cafe business. Instead of I owned it, it owned me. It owned me. I wake up thinking about it. I go to sleep thinking about it. Next morning I have to go up and face it too. And business is not where it should be. I'm not making the money, and I still have to pay a bunch of overheads. I wanted more in life because my parents are getting older. The reason I started business is I wanted more. And I really felt stuck until a friend of mine, Michelle, called me. That I am so grateful for her because she tapped into something to realize that there's more to life and there's more in life than what I'm doing. I started a business that is the two biggest trends in the times we're living right now. Trend number one, I'm sure you can relate, is health and well-being. Especially after the last couple of years, most people want to be healthy and to have the well-being, to enjoy life. And the number two thing is to have freedom to build a business without investing a whole lot of money. Sita, I am so excited I found this, and I want to share with you. Would you have 30 minutes to learn about what I just found? That's all you say. Oh, I found 3. No 3. Oh, I got this turned out. I got revived. No. So you gotta say Sita. Because when you open, I didn't mean to startle you, I'm sorry. So, you gotta find out what a Sita want, right? Sita. But then when you are so vulnerable, you share what you know what I'm going through in my life. So when you do that, you put the guard down. Like you're not trying to sell her something. You're telling her your story. And then, what is it that we do? Health and well-being. And the biggest trend is people want nowadays, they want a freedom. Freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of making a business. Without tying to a job. So when you find out what Sita want with your story, ask them if they're open. That's the how. Don't get too complicated. See, the minute I know our products are good. If not good, it won't be like this. If the product doesn't work, our business won't be like this. But the thing is, when you talk about product, if they don't have a need for the product, they'll go, okay, good luck to you. You just drank the Kool-Aid. Are you guys with me so far? But you gotta learn, when you learn to connect with the human needs, their desires, that's when you're gonna sell. Not only just a sale, you get them to enroll in the vision of not building for you. They are building for themselves. You got involved, Sarah? You are not building this for Michelle. You are building it for you. And you got Michelle there to help you. Are you guys with me so far? Yes. See, a lot of times people in this business, they like to go, oh, I got this big business owner, I'm going to get them. And this guy, I'm a big low one, I'm going to find a one. I said, okay, what do I have to do? Oh, send me some people, oh, I can do that. Patrick, I have a lot of friends. Don't see okay, guess what? Patrick, go talk to okay, have some friends. Go talk to and me, I will not spend time in learning. I will just say, okay, Patrick, don't do. Patrick, don't say. In this process, yes, I may be able to make some side income, but I am not growing as a person in this business platform. But if you are the leader, if he's a leader in this space, he will want me, if I'm going to be long-term, he will want me to continue to teach me. I wanted to learn, I wanted to build, so that way I can grow with my check. Instead of just you as a salesperson running around chasing Da Lao Ban's contact. Da Lao Ban has to do some work too if Da Lao Ban wants to make it big. Are you guys with me so far? So, coming back to say, now she's a Lao Ban, maybe not Da Lao Ban yet, okay? But she's a Lao Ban, right? But Lao Ban is here to learn, okay? So this is the how-to. Don't get too complicated. Now, the reason why I don't go with a product approach, because if you approach people by product, talk about how great the products are, oh my God, a hole got healed, and all this stuff. What if I have no hole to heal? Then I'll say, well, good luck to you. I don't need to take any products. I don't need to take anything. Guess what? I just lost a business prospect. But if I approach from a business standpoint and they say no to the business, at least maybe I have a chance to get them as a customer or a user. Are you guys with me so far? So now, let me talk about, so the how-to. Knowing what this is, what is it? To me, it's just a platform. We have a business that meets the 2 biggest trends for human needs right now. You ask them, what do your human need? What are your needs? I want to make money. I want to be healthy. Good. I have a business that meets those 2 trends. Right? Why? Because look at me. I own a cafe, but a cafe owns me. Every night I sleep, I think about the cafe. I got a better way to live, and I'm not, even if I work even harder, I no longer can work harder. But if I were to work harder, another year later, I won't achieve my dreams of buying a home for my parents, taking my parents here, whatever. So that's your why. You gotta identify what your why is, okay? Now, so I wanna talk about the numbers, okay? numbers work. I got water all over me. Okay, good. Okay, so now you know that we have a binary pay plan, but without getting too complicated, I'm just making something very simple. Let's just say that you went out there, you found 3 good people. That's gonna work the business. How many of you know at least 3 good people around you? Forget about business people. 3 good people that maybe like Sarah, or maybe like some of you that have a job, but that want more in life. How many of you know 3 people when you become to open your heart? Forget about MLM, forget about networking, forget about 3 for a second. Just look into your life. How many of you know at least 3 friends that wanted more in life? 3. Most people do have 3, okay? If you don't know 3 people, sign up for some dancing club or something, okay? 3 people, okay? Now, so with these 3 people, you're gonna teach them to go ask them, do you know 3 people in your life that want to, more in life? Forget about changing their life for a second, just want more. I just like, I yesterday went to another restaurant, that's like that, the Malaysian, a lot of Chinese, it's always teen. So they love teen, So whatever that, some people like teen, some people like freedom, whatever that might be. Okay, so find these 3 people, they also know 3 people, right? So what is 3 times 3? 9. 9 people, teach them to find 3. So 9 times 3 is what? 27, 81, 243, 729, 2187. Okay? So I've done this for 30 years. This is just only 7 levels deep. In our binary pay plan, how many levels do we pay? No, infinitely deep. It's okay. I might scare some people because I'm so intense. It's infinitely deep, okay? I mean, like if you carry this one to another level, so 8 levels, like 9,000 people. And you carry another one, it's like 21,000, whatever. So I just want to keep it simple right here. Now, let's just say that all over here, there's something, that's like over 3,000 people, right? So just 7 level, but we pay more than 7 level. But I'm going to stop at 7 level for a second. So if we add all this up, that's about 3,000 people, right? Now, being in a binary, okay, let's just say that you split this. Of the 3,000 people, this is you, right? Let's say on one side you have 1,000 people. And the other side you have 2,000 people, right? We're going to break this up because 1/3, 2/3, right? Let's just say that it took you, I don't know, 3 years to do this, okay? Now you have 1,000 people and 2,000 people. Let's just say that you start building. The whole team start recruiting, but they become loyal users of the product. So you have 1,000 people on only one product, Eternal. How many CV is Eternal? 60 points, right? 60 CV for 1 box of Eternal. That means you have 60,000 CV on one side. Here, 60 CV. Right now. So you know how our team commission that pays past 7 level, but I'm going to stop at 7 level? That you divide by 300 CV and 600 CV is 1 cycle, right? So this divided by this, that's how many cycles? 200 cycles. This divided by that is 200, right? So 200 cycles. Each cycle is how much money can be? $45, right? That means 9,000 a month USD passive residual income. Do you think it's pretty comfortable? Not ringgit, times 4.8, that's your ringgit. 9,000 a month. Now, how many of you take more than 1 box of Eternal in your family a month? Show of hands. How many of you also take Revive, Purify, Immune, Collagen? I'm only doing 1 product here. If their whole family like mine, my dad, my husband, my son all take Eternal, couple of boxes a month. They all take Revive. Oh, my caregiver to my dad, she's also on Purify. She's also on Immune. So you do the math. I'm only doing 1 product. If you were to take Purify and take Revive, then it's not 60, it's 120 CV. If it's 120 CV, what numbers is doubled? It's 18 grand. There's no guarantee. Numbers are perfect, people are not. How many of you sponsor more than 3 people so far in this room? Show of hands. You just messed up my formula. But it's a good problem to have. So, are you guys with me so far? Yeah. Now, in order to find 3 people, there's two catch right here. And I'm going to talk about that. Catch number 1. In order for you to find 3 people, you might have to talk to 30 people or 50 people. Are you willing to do that? See, when you have that kind of understanding, because some people, everybody at different stage in their life, they're different readiness. If Sarah, in the very beginning, Sarah, you run your business for 3 years, right? If, let's say on day 1, you open your shop, if Michelle will talk to you, go, bye-bye, go away, Michelle. I'm a lao bai. I got my shop. I do not want to do your business because she's excited about her future. So, different people at different stage in their lives, right? So, you gotta have the opportunity knock at the door at the right timing, okay? So the catch number 1, you might have to talk to 30 people, 50 people, or even 100 people to find the 3 right people. So the catch number 2 is what? To duplicate. To teach these 3 people to also find 3 people. Duplication is something that most people don't understand in this space, and which I'm going to talk about. What is the best way for you to duplicate? Is to get ourselves out of the way. What do I mean by that? A lot of times people come into this space, they go, ooh, I am so good, I'm going to talk to you. Oh, then you, no. Then your leader say, well, why don't you plug in? Why don't you plug into the system? Plug into the event. No, I'm so good. Your sponsor says, can I help you? No, I got this. You go and showcase everything by yourself. Will there be duplication? Only you. And I say this from experience. When I first got into the industry, I was called the queen of one-on-one. I talk to somebody, they sign up. I talk to somebody, they sign up. I talk to somebody. My sponsor come in, my friends don't sign up. Because my sponsor come in, I feel like he's a car salesman. Like when he talks to my friends, like it seems like saliva is drooling. Like, and I'm like, no, stay away from my friends, And so I was so good, and I was closing people, and I refused to bring people to the meeting because I felt like at that time the meeting was just a hypester. That's such a hype. No, I don't want my people to know that I'm going to do one-on-one with them. And I was called the queen of one-on-one because when I sign up people, I have over 90% closing ratio. Well, guess what? My business, when I stop, my entire team stops. Because there's no one teaching them, they don't know what to do. There's no one helping them present. So I was the only one doing it. So I made myself the issue. That's number 1. Number 2, my teams are not growing. Not only in size, they are not learning, they are not growing, not learning the information about the business. Because why? I was the issue. So how you duplicate business, get yourself out of the way. Imagine this, once people enroll in the business, you get them to one of our Zoom calls. We have 4 Zoom calls, global Zoom calls a week. We have Monday global Zoom call. How many of you been to our global Monday showcase? Yes. Now some of you didn't raise your hand, maybe you don't know about it. We also have Empowerment Tuesdays. We're also Wellness Wednesdays. Let me tell you why it's important. Let's say you brought me to business. I only see you. But if you say, Kim, there is a wellness talk show that we have a health professional that talk about the business. So I go in and I look up, whoa, there's a lot of people. Wow, these are professional. Do you know what you just did? You gave me another lens to look at this business. You helped me to gain believability. I now believe a lot more because now it's outside of you. I realize that this is a lot bigger than just you. So that's how you duplicate. You get your team to plug into the system. Now on Monday calls, these these on the Monday calls is meant for you and your guests to plug in. Remember the example I asked Sarah to her friends, do you have 30 minutes? Then if they say yes, instead of me trying to explain it or getting Michelle to try to explain it, I'll say, listen, we have a global showcase. That's about 30 minutes. You're going to see entrepreneurs from all over the world. That's going to be showcasing this opportunity. I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to reserve you a seat. There's no seat to be reserved, but I'm going to reserve you a seat, okay? So that you and I will go plug in and listen to it. If it resonates with you, it could change your life. That's it. And if you are willing and open to do all that, just get your logic, yourself out of the way. Too often times we prejudge and we judge. Just get it. The biggest person has to get over this. You know who? It's not your prospect. It's ourselves. That's why I took time to go over the what and the why and the how to. Okay? So now, how did I have hundreds of millions of customers? It's way past my 7th level. I just stopped here. I just let you do your own imagination. What makes you thrive? I don't know. What makes you excited? I don't know. Only you know. What is it that turns you on? I don't know. What gives you fulfilling? What gives you meaning? Only you know. You know, after making millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in this space, money just a number. It truly, but you know, if you were to tell me that 30 years ago, I said, give me all those numbers. But once you get it, go, you know, in life, this is what I come to realize. You can't chase money your entire life. When we are blessed, when the universe has blessed us, there's something even more meaningful when you're able to help impact other people's lives. I mean, I don't know, that's how I truly feel. That's why I flew over here, you know, and spent my birthday in Malaysia. Because it's meaningful for me. That when you know that by us getting together, that we're able to share the time together, to open up our minds and our hearts, that there is something more. It's actually, it transcends whatever I just shared. It transcends the words that I shared. I believe everything that was shared, behind that, you got the energetic value out of that, behind the wording. There's an energetic message I hope you do get out of this, is that you can do this. There's more in your life. Wherever you are, there is a way out. We have hundreds and thousands of entrepreneurs in Three, all over 15 countries. As we speak, in different parts of the world, people are sharing this opportunity. People are online buying the product. This is fact. So I hope that you really, really learn how to understand what this is and how to tell your story. And then, more importantly, know what you want out of this. Because it is when you tell people about this, what makes people move is your why. Because when you tell me, hey, you know what? I have my business owns me. I'm stuck there in a cafe. Even though I might not own a cafe, I relate to that story. And I look at my job. Let's say if I had a job, look at my job and say, you know what? Am I stuck in my job? Yeah. And you ask them, how long, if you're working a job, how many years do you think you can get out of your situation? We just have to be honest. And I suggest you print that chart out, that live battery I told you about. I'm going to send it to the thread so you guys can see that. You look at that battery and you say, you know what, wherever you are, 59 years old, that's halfway through that chart. And every day we're checking, every week we're crossing that out. Another week, crossing that out. So what do you do? In our remaining time on planet Earth, what do we want to do? Okay? So that is what I want to share. Now, here's what I'm going to do. How am I doing with time? What time is it now? 5:25. So you know what I'd like to do? So is this helping you guys a little bit? Yeah. Do you get value? I do hope that this lands in the right space for you. So I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes maybe to answer a question, you know, because I can talk all day long, but I think what's important is to answer your question. What's in your mind? What's in your heart? There's no question, something too simple, too whatever. I'm here, and I want to be of service to you. So if anybody have any question, raise your hand, and Patrick will run to you. Okay? So this is time for you. I traveled 20 hours to come to see you guys. Okay? So a gentleman over there has a question.
Thanks, Patrick. Gary, thank you for making the way here. I'd like to take you on a time travel back to 30 years ago when you started. And this is the thing we are struggling as well here. I'm new to this business. I've never done this. I've been a corporate person my whole life. I'm struggling, and I think a lot of people are struggling. And what do we do when we're struggling? What was your mindset then when you hit the wall? I'm sure it wasn't flowers and roses all the way, but what do we do? Where do we turn to? Maybe everybody has their own strength and source, but what did you do? Can we hear from you?
Thank you. That's a great question. Your name is Patrick?
No.
What's your name?
Gary.
Oh, Gary. Yes, Gary. Oh, yeah, you're a professional. Pharmaceutical. Oh, top guy. Okay, thank you, Gary. Thank you. Well, I'll take you back 30. I was 28 years old. Oh my God, it's 33 years. No, wait. I was 28, 59. 30, how many? 31 years. Okay. So, my first meeting, so my sponsor says, Kim, how many people do you think you bring? I said, a lot. And he goes, how many? I said, I don't know, 20? So my first meeting, I brought 6 people to the meeting. And I thought I failed. I told my sponsor, because I told him I can bring 20, but because I thought it was so good, why wouldn't anybody want to come, right? So I told him 20 people, but only 6 people showed up. And I really felt I failed. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I only have 6 people showed up. He goes, oh, no. That's really good. So he goes, that's really good. Bring your people in the front row. So I brought my people in the front row. And all 6 people signed up. And but then the next day, all 6 people canceled. Oh my God, so what happened? So I was really like I was down and out. And then my sister, who got her MBA from USC, my sister's Kim, you got sucked into one of those games. You need to cancel. So then I told my sponsor, I said, you know what, I made a mistake. I lost my job. I was unemployed. I said, I have no more income coming in. I need that. It was $695 back 30 some years ago. I said, I need to cancel. I just don't have the money. And so I said, this business is not for me. He says, Kim, I tell you what, before you cancel, I want you to go to a training. And if after you attend the training, you still want to cancel, I promise you, I'll help you process for a refund. I said, well, that's fair enough. So on a Super Saturday, I went to a training. And I went to training, and I saw this old guy. I shouldn't call him old guy anymore, because I'm his age now, right? He was like late 50s, early 60s, and he was doing the training, talking ever so slowly. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then so the guy drives a Rolls Royce. I'm like, oh my gosh, if he could do it, so can I. So then I went back in the trenches and I started on the round. And same thing. People came, people quit. Then I went to my sponsor. I said, you know what? I don't know. I said, why is it me? I see people like seemingly, other people like rising to on the stage and they're ranking up, and I wasn't ranking up. And this is what he told me. He says, Kim, you are destined for this industry. I'm like saying, what? He says, you are destined. I'm like, why? He goes, if you haven't gone through this stage, how do you have the compassion in the future to teach other people? I'm like, that kind of makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. And I said, no, you're just a salesman. You're trying to keep me in the game. But he goes, no, Kim. You are destined for this. And so, but it was at that time, Gary, I had to dug deep in my heart. And I'm like, I asked myself the question, are people making money from this industry? And the answer was yes. As a matter of fact, it was at that time I said, I really questioned my sponsor. I said, how much money can you really make in this industry? He goes, well, I said, what's the number one person in this whole industry make? He says, 1.2 million a month. I said, ooh, 1.2 million. That's not bad. That's over $14 million a year. I said, I can live with that. And so it wasn't a one turning point, Gary. It was different pivoting moments. It's like that 1.2 million got me excited for a little bit. So then I went out and added again, right? It wasn't with that 1.2 million. It wasn't with that company. It was with Amway. It was Dexter Yeager. And he's an iconic figure back, 30 years ago. And he was a 1 million, 1.2 million a month. And so, but you know what it did, Gary? It planted a seed in my head of what's possible. Someone was making $1 million a month. I'm like, okay. Now, so I kind of set that goal to myself. Keep in mind, 31 years ago, I was flat broke. I couldn't even come up with $695 to join the opportunity and put in my credit card. That's why American Express says, Miss Hui, do leave home without it. So anyway, so it was little pivoting moments in my life. It's like you learn to plug in and you learn to dig deep. I went to training. I went to convention. I mean, there have been in my career, there have been times in my career in the convention, I had no business going to a convention because I was broke. But I couldn't afford not to go. So I found myself throwing myself in a positive environment for me to dream, for me to know that there's more. So when you go into an environment like that, when you see people go, you know what? Yeah, I got people to say no to me. I got people da. And I still went at it. I still go at it. That kept me going. Just keep me going forward, a step forward. You have no idea when the next teacher appears. It could be that one sentence, that one thing they said that opened up something in your mind. So that's how I went out. That planted a seed. Did I start making $1 million a month? No. In a year? No. 2 years? No. 10 years? No. Probably took me in 2016. I think around 2016, I tasted what it feels like to make $1 million a month. Month after month after month after month. But I tell you that story because that seed was planted in my head when I first got started in industry. To know that it is possible. Do you know how much is $1 million a month USD? Do you know how it feels like to make $1 million a month? It's like every week $250,000 bank account, yes. $250,000, yes. I want to tell you this story. When I first, it's a journey, right? I didn't make $1 million. It took me 20 years, 15, 20 years to do that. So in 2006, I think, 2006, I got started in a business, and the highest I made at that time in 2006 was 2006. I think it's 2006. Yeah, 2006. I was making $38,000 a week, US dollar. So this is my first taste. Not only 1 week, it's week after week. So I remember at one time, I go, I'm gonna go to a spa on a Tuesday morning. So at 10 o'clock, I check into a spa. I soak into this beautiful spa. I soak in a beautiful tub. Look around, and I'm soaking. I'm like, wow, I'm still making money. And when I get in the soaking tub, the money is coming. I haven't finished spending my $38,000, and it's coming. And I thought to myself, thank goodness I have spent years in this industry to ground myself. Because sometimes when you're making that kind of money, if a person's not grounded, they can easily make a lot of mistakes in their lives. So I realized in my career, when times got tough, it was training me to bring out the best version of myself. So you asked about how did I pivot. That's one of the stories. I can tell you until next year my stories. But I will say this. It's one thing of being rejected by your friends and colleagues. It's another of being rejected by your family members. My mom and dad had 4 girls. I'm number 2 of the 4 girls. All these years in my career, guess how many of my sisters do the business with me? 31 years. Don't talk to my friends. Do not to know. Don't you even put my name in it. Do not put my name in the system. It's hard, especially when you're loved ones, you know? So, and I look at other in the company, oh my God, the brother and sister, they're doing together. They were so excited. Wow, the whole family's doing together. By myself. What do? I know what I wanted. My career, I went to UCLA for my undergrads. Well, no, I went to UC Irvine for my undergrad. I went to UCLA for my postgraduate studies. And I worked for the aerospace company. And after working in corporate America for 10 years, well, in high school I worked too, so after 10 years of work, I found myself unemployed. No job, about to lose my car, about to lose my house. And I told myself, I will never, ever find myself in that space again. I don't want to ever work with somebody just to be laid off again. So when I made that commitment, what do? I just say, you know what? I have a choice. Go back and work for somebody, and maybe another 10 years being laid off, or go make it work. I'm going to make it work. You don't need a whole lot of people. So there are times in my career, I'm like, I told my sponsor, as a matter of fact, this sponsor told you about this. So he goes, where's your list? I said, I have my list. Well, how come you have nobody? Show me your list. So I have my list all crumbled up, and I show it to him. Give it to me. I'm like, what are you doing with it? Give it to me. I want to see. He took my list. He shredded my entire list. That was my security blanket. But he shredded it. I'm like, why would you do that? He goes, now go make a new one. It was tough. But you know what? I begin to learn something else. I begin to tap into something else. I remember I went to a training. And this is many years ago. And one of the trainer goes, you know what? When you know what is it you want, and you want it bad enough, and you are persistent enough, the universe will send it to you. So I look at my list. I told my sponsor, I call everybody already. Then I heard this training. I said, well, let me try something else. I said, there's someone waiting for me. There's somebody waiting for me. They are looking for me just as I'm looking for them. Guess what? My phone rang. It was this guy that used to be a VP of marketing. He goes, what are you doing these days, Kim? What are you up to? I said, you are exactly what I'm up to. I'm thinking about you and you call me. And then I started back on that trend again. So did that person work? He brought me a few people and then he quit. But from a few people he brought me, I chased it. You build what we call you build in waves. You brought a group of people. Most people in life, they lack the clarity of what they want. After a few rejections, they quit with the rejections. But here's in our business, you build in waves. You spot a good group of people, you build a wave come. Then a lot of people will quit. Then you get a few shining stars. You pick up a few shining stars, you create another wave. You pick up a few shining stars, you create another wave. When you build in waves, guess what happened? Even though people might have quit, but they still stay on the product. I would say over 50% of people stay on the product. Even though they're not pursuing the business, but they stay on the product. That's what that number is. Even if they don't build, but if they're still consuming the product, you get your residual income. So it's a long answer to answer your story, Gary. It's when you know what you want and you just keep dancing. You know, this is to me, now people say, you know, Kim, it's kind of philosophical. It is a philosophy of life. I want you to imagine this. Life is a dance. And this business is a dance. It's when people say no to you, it's not to you. They're just saying no to the opportunity. They're saying no to the projection of what they think you told them. Most people can't even hear what you told them. Oh, it's network marketing, it's MLM, bye-bye, no. They don't even know what it is. But then our feelings got hurt. Like, how do I continue when they say no? You're gonna continue. You're gonna continue to dance with life. And what I mean by dance, Life is a fine dance. If you are willing to continue to dance, continue to shake let's just use this stage. If you continue to shake it, if I want to shake it long enough, that water's going to spill. It's my life. I have a bottle of water here that I was drinking. The cap is off. If I keep dancing, the vibration, if I keep shaking, that water's going to fall. Life is waiting for you to say, show me what you got. Show me how willing you are to make it work. Show the universe how bad you want this. When nobody's saying, you continue to dance. When nobody's saying, you continue to share. Life will give in to you. You say, he deserves it. Look at me. I was flat broke 31 years ago. What are the odds? I didn't have millions of dollars. I didn't have rich parents. How did you make $1 million a month? You know, when we first went to America, 4 girls, mom and dad, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. We slept on the floor with a blanket. Now I have more houses than I can ever sleep in. And I say that not to brag. This is true. I have a lot of land, I have a lot of houses. What are the chances? When I went to America, I only knew A to Z. I couldn't even speak fluent English. What are the odds to travel around the world? And so there's another thing, Gary, maybe I'll throw this in, because this story is very near and dear to my heart. It is so deep ingrained in me. I remember, I kept bringing people to the meeting. Later on, nobody signed up or nobody showed up, right? And so I was, what is my why? Part of my why was I want to tell my story. I want to tell the world. I want to inspire that when someone wants something, that you could go manifest it. You can make it happen. Now, keep in mind, it didn't happen for me at that time. And I remember this so vividly. One day after the meeting, when none of my friends showed up, I called to invite people. Nobody showed up. So I went back home, and it was late at night. I would look in the mirror, and I'll be talking to the mirror, and I was talking to the mirror, imagining I was telling my story with tens of thousands of people around me. And I would be telling my story around the world. And I would imagine that so deep and near to my heart that tears was coming down my face, looking at the mirror. Now, most people would thought I was nuts. Now, I want you to think about this. There's no audience there. But why was I crying? So I learned something from that experience, that your imagination, the mind doesn't know if it's real or not real. It doesn't know if it's imagination or if it's fake. Because if it's fake, why would you cry? Are you with me so far? Why were there tears coming down my eyes? Because it didn't know if it's real or not real. It didn't know if the audience is not there. But that feeling was so real in my heart that I was crying. I was telling my story to tens and thousands of people. And keep in mind, I got nobody signed up, nobody showed up. And I was at my home telling that story. I sent it out to the universe. And you know what? Fast forward that 30 years later, I travel the world. There are many times I speak on stage with tens of thousands of people that I was in the midst of my dream. So what is your dream, Gary? So I would suggest this, Gary, learn to gain more clarity of what this business meant for you, and what do you hope to get out of it, and a home that near and dear to your heart. Know that you are already there. There's a saying, right? Plan with the end in mind. Everything you're doing, it's just a journey, because you are there already. Anything and everything there is already existed. Is how we go about manifesting that into this reality, right? So anyway, that's one of my recommendation is have clarity of what you want, and then know the what. Have the right way to pitch it. What is you doing? What is it you're doing, and your why? Use these two like we did with Sarah, and then go talk to your friends, because they could say no to 3, but nobody can deny your story and your why. because that is authentic to you and unique to you. Yes? All right, good. Okay, anybody else? This is your chance. Yes, gentleman over there.
Hi, I'm Martin. I'm new to this tree. I haven't got anyone under me yet. I've just joined. I've listened to what you said and it's made a lot of clarity to me. And you said in the how is to meet, find 3 persons that will make an impact. The thing is, I'm in real estate. I have a lot of friends who have really, I would say, have made it in such a way that when you say find 3 of your best friends, to me, they are like really successful people already. So how do I approach them when they are already successful? I mean, I don't think they need the money, to be honest. They are already well off. So when you say find these 3 people and then and meet them and tell them about this, how am I going to approach them when they've really got everything?
Great question. Great question. Now, Martin, you're in real estate, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you said that some of your real estate friends, they are successful.
Not real, I mean, not all of them are real estate
Okay.
friends, but they are quite successful in their own right.
So your successful friends, okay, are they still working?
Yes, they are.
Ah, okay. So, okay, that's interesting. I'll give you a story, okay? Thank you, Martin. That's a great question. How many of you saw Gary Wharton, my friend from Sedona, okay? Gary is one of the top agents in the whole, Sedona. He makes a lot of money. He's a 7-figure earner a year in real estate, right? So, if on the outside, he's very successful, okay? Now, here's the thing. I knew he makes a lot of money in real estate because I'm one of his clients. So, but I also know the other aspect of his work is that he is constantly waiting. When I go to Sedona, I say, Gary, you go hiking? Oh no, Kim, I can't. I got houses to show. I got this and that. So then it come to a point. Now I was not trying to recruit him on anything because I was semi-retired. I said, Gary, if money is no object, what is it you really want in life? He says, freedom. I said, tell me more. He goes, I want time freedom. I want to be able to, just drop it and I want to travel the world. I said, you make a lot of money, but Kim, I always have to build my pipeline. So when I talked to him, I got that in my head. I wasn't doing anything, but I talked to him like a real person on what he's looking for. So when the right moment came, I said, you know what, Gary? I got called, I'm about to start doing something. You want to join me? He goes, Kim, I don't know what it is, but yes, I want to join you because I want time freedom. Okay? Now, so I tell you that story because a lot of times we make the judgment of like they are successful. They don't need money. They have a lot of money. That's why I asked you the question, are they still working? A lot of the realtors, some make a lot of money, but you don't know what's really going on in their lives. In real estate, you sell one transaction, what do you have to do? Go for the next transaction. When you close a big deal, yeah, you make a big commission, but you could be in a dry spell for another year. We don't know, right? So this is what I would suggest, Martin. You will talk to your friends. You can say, listen, you know what? Give me one of the name, first name only. A friend that you think they're quite successful. Chia. Okay. So what does Chia do?
He owns a business.
Big business.
Diversified business. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So Mr. Chia, I know that you're quite successful in what you do. You own a big business. And by the way, how's the last couple of years of pandemic? Did it affect your business? Yes, right? So now you are just like you now giving out some. You know how in the beginning go, Chia has a big business, but the last 3 years affected his business, didn't it? So it's interesting how we look at things in life. Sometimes when we think about 大老板, you don't know 大老板's pain. You don't know 大老板 has a big overhead. We don't know that, so don't prejudge. I would say if they are your friends, I will approach them and say, how are you doing? How's the last couple of... Don't just... Most people come in, talk to their friend and go, recruit. Hi. How's your business? The last couple of years, how are you doing? good things. I know you're doing really good. You're doing really well in real estate. You know, but has the last 3 years, last couple of years affected your business? What's the outlook? What do you think? I mean, by the way, in real estate in America, for realtors, this is perfect timing to talk to real estate people because it's a big change in the real estate. There's a whole real estate commission structure and all that stuff is changing. The whole model is changing in America. But coming back to here, okay. So I will learn to ask questions, learn to connect with them, and then after you find I don't know what the hot buttons are. Is your business still doing good? What's your projection? Do you think this couple years going to be good? What's your outlook in your industry? And you ask a few questions, and say, well, why are you taking all of a sudden? Why are you taking interest in my business? Well, then you can say, well, because I just got involved in something I'm really excited about. You know. So now I have different versions over the years. I can say, well, you know what? Well, what is it? I could say I'm in a recession-proof business. Recession-proof. Oh yeah, because I'm dealing with the biggest trend in the human times right now. Well, what is that? Think about it. The last couple of years, what happened? What do you think people want? They want to be more healthy. They also want freedom. They may want to stay home. They don't no longer want to be bound in the brick and mortar business. Like you're a big businessman, you have big overhead. A lot of people want it more like, hang tong so that they're no longer subject to the physical location. I'm in a cross-border business. And then don't say anymore until they ask. You're all in a cross-border business. Yeah, I'm with a company. And then they don't say nothing. I go, oh yeah, I'm with a company called Three. They're based in Utah. There's a lot of product. Do not go there. Just gotta learn to dance. It's a dance. It's like dating, right? When you meet somebody you like, you don't go rah, right? When you go dating, what do you do? Get to know them a little bit and then hold their hands, right? And then next, right? Don't go boom right away. So it's like life. Make it a lifestyle. And obviously, this is over time I learned. In the beginning, I tell you, I would have a debate with my friends. What do you mean no? Do you remember the times I picked you up? I took you to the airport, I helped you move? Don't do that, okay? But it's over time. But I will say this, save yourself a lot of headache, but learn to talk to people about their life, their situation. And don't just come and go, I only want to call you because I want to talk to you about Three. So, get to know them. Because if I were to dig more about your friends, I guarantee you would have a lot of space to talk to your friends about. A lot. A lot of times, most people judge by the appearance. You have no idea in America how many traditional business people are suffering, are hurting. No idea. I have many friends in the churches around. They're like, I don't know what to do. Should I close? Should I not close? I'm so deep into it. I invest so many years into it, and I have an overhead. I have my friends. I have a brand. My friends know I'm doing this. Well, what do I do? But that's something that they have to let go, not you. But you are just a messenger to share with them about this. Okay? All right. I think we have time for one more question. Anybody else? Did I see a hand back there? Anybody else? Yes, lady back here.
Thank you, Haki. I'm Alina. Just want to ask this question. So after 30 years, do you get a no today?
Of course. Yeah. So, yes, thank you. It's a way of life. When you get, but I no longer take it personally. When they say no, who recently said no to me? I forgot. Somebody said no to me recently. I forgot. See, I don't even remember. This is the thing. You gotta get really good at not repeating why they say no to you. Like some people come to me and go, Kim, did you know that they say no? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Our brain, you have so many space for memory. I said, why do you store all that stuff? They regurgitated every word the other person tell me. I'm like, stop. Dump it. I only have room for things that uplift me. I only have room in life to nurture me, to inspire me. Things that doesn't serve me, things that are negative, I say goodbye, adios, next. Move on. And so, like, I forgot who said no to me. Somebody recently said no to me. I just don't remember who it was. Okay, bye-bye. You know, really. So, yes, to answer your question, yes. This is another thing. This is another thing. In a second. So, it's another thing. I remember in my earlier years, all my, friends that went to school with me, to UCLA school, UC Irvine, and people that work at major aerospace. I used to work at an aerospace company in America. It's called Northrop. I don't know the B-2 bombers. The airplane, the silent B-2 bomber. I used to be a senior accountant for Northrop. Okay. So, as a matter of fact, when we bought Grumman, when we merged with Grumman, I was on the merger and acquisition team. So I went to talk to some of my friends at Northrop. And I talked to all my schoolmates, college mates, right? When they said no to me, it kind of hurt in the beginning, but later on I had a little game going in my head. I said, you know what? And some of them are really nasty no's. And they really literally, they felt so funny. They go, I'm like, what is so funny? They laughed at me and they made fun of me. I had to play a game with myself to keep myself uplifted. I said, you know what? You can laugh at me all you want. Someday I'm going to be laughing myself to the bank every step. And I certainly did. Nowadays we don't go to the bank anymore, right? Now it's direct deposit, okay? So, but literally I tell myself, you laugh what you want. I'm going to laugh myself all the way to the bank. And there one time, I think I told this story. I forgot how big my check was like. I think it was like $38,000 that week or whatever, around that number. And I really want to feel like how much is that in cash, right? So these are the years that you get checks and not direct deposit. So I got that check, and I walk up to the window, the teller. I said, "Excuse me, can you cash this check for me?" They look at me and says, "This is my ID." Then they count and cash all the check and put it right there. In the window, they put it right there. And I go. I said, okay, you can now put it in my bank account. Just have some fun. So, yeah. I mean, what rejection? It's part of life. Remember, I asked you guys, if it took you a year, 2 years to find a Patrick, would you do it? You go, yeah. But that yeah, you have to go through a lot of rejections. You said 5 years, 10 years, you found someone like me, you go, yeah, you have to go through a lot of rejections. It's okay. My point is, you don't need a whole lot of them, Martin. You need 3 good ones. But that doesn't mean you only talk to 3 people. To find that 3, you might have to talk to 30 or 50. But understanding something. Sometimes when they say no to you, it may just be a temporary no. You don't know, but just be friends. Hey, you know what? It's okay if we stay in touch. They may say no to you, let's stay in touch. Then when you get your check a little bigger, you go, hey, I'm doing better. This business is really working. You just never know. And so you never know when they turn around. I have a girlfriend, I'll tell you, I have a high school girlfriend that she owned a clothing store. This is my first year when I got in the industry. So she owns a clothing store, and then I would go see her because I want to talk to her about the business. And that time she was my age, 28 years old. Broad daylight, 10 o'clock, her shop open, no guests, no customers. She's ironing clothes, and they hang in the shop. I said, Joanne, you're 28. How many years you want to iron clothes? Kim, stop talking to me about your business. I would go there another day. I said, Joanne, you are ironing clothes. Stop telling me. Until a point she goes, Kim, one more word about your business, no more friendship. I'm like, wow. Is that how shallow our friendship is? But I still remain in contact. And get this. One day, a friend of hers called her about the business I was in. She goes, Kim, I cannot believe it. This is the same company you told me about. Then, long story short, she joined me. So a temporary no doesn't mean, a no doesn't mean a permanent no. So, but just Ultimately, I would say this. When you know what you're doing, know this. Are you lying to people? I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. I only do me. If you don't like what I do, you go do what you do. I continue to do me. So when you know what you have, sometimes when you go talk to people, there are times I talk to people when they learn about before I even open my mouth, I'm like, oh, I don't do that. I don't like they saw ghosts. I'm not a ghost. I'm a good person. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. Oh, no. It's okay, have some fun. It's okay. I won't scare you. Bye-bye. Just have fun. I sometimes have to entertain myself. It's a dance. Life is a dance. And we get to dance in three. Really. We get to use three as a platform to grow and to learn. And so last but not least, I really encourage everybody to plug into this global community of ours. That plug into these calls. When we have events, come. Because I tell you, what you will get out of this, you mark my word. If you continue, stay on the dance. Keep on dancing. Keep that vibration. Keep that pounding. Just keep doing it. When you keep doing it, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and you stay with it, you keep learning, I guarantee you one thing. I cannot guarantee how much money you will make. I will guarantee you will grow to be a much better person, a much better human being. You will learn so much. In this platform, you will learn, I've learned more in this industry, in this platform, than I did in all my years of school. UCLA is a very good school. But I tell you what, I've learned 1,000 times more here than I ever learned at UC Irvine, than I ever learned at UCLA. This is a school of life. This is truly a university of life. And yet, it's got a compensation plan attached to it. Okay? So, okay? Okay, so I can answer your question privately. Is it quick? Is it quick?
It might be a generic question.
Okay, go ahead.
How do we handle questions if they ask, is this an MLM?
Okay. Now, how many of you get this question? Is this MLM? First thing I say, what do you know about MLM? You reverse it first. Because a lot of people become very defensive. Oh, no, it's not. It's okay. What do you know about MLM? Oh, I don't like it. What is it you didn't like about it? Right? So then, after you get a few, whatever that is, because before you can handle this objection, you got to find out where they are at, what they're thinking. Well, you have to find out is it from, oh, I don't like this. You will say, is this from practical experience or from somebody tell you? So after you do all that, then to overcome that, there's 3 F's. Whatever it is they tell you, oh, I don't like it because you sell to your friends. I totally get what you're saying. I know how you feel. Because you know why? I felt the same way too when my friend Michelle told me about it. I was so rejecting this concept. But you know what I found out? I didn't know anything about it. I just hear from what people is no good. What I realized that the industry has changed so much. Why do I say that? Think about this. Do you remember the old days when we have a cell phone? It was a big clunky like a water jug. Well, look at our cell phone now. It's a camera, it's a recorder, it's a computer, it takes notes, it's a fax machine, you can scan things. Network marketing, this whole space has changed so much. Most people are so dated, fixated on what they heard, what it is. But this entire space is so different because we are now what's called a cross-border e-commerce. If you're willing to open your mind to learn more about it, it will change your mindset on what it is. But if you want to give yourself 30 minutes your chance to take a look at it, it could change your life. Like that, okay? So feel, felt, found. But before you do the feel, felt, found, they go, well, is it MLM? Oh, I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. Don't do that. What do you know about it? What upset you so much? What are you triggered by it? What is it you didn't like about it? And then ask them, is this from your own personal experience or from you hear from somebody else? After you identify where, you gotta feel the temperature first. After you feel the temperature, you go, okay, now I'm gonna get a better gauge on how to overcome that. Okay? So again, it's a dance. Some people like disco, some people like hip hop, some people like waltz. So you gotta find out where they're at and just gonna dance and have fun. And ultimately, you know what's gonna help overcome their objection? Is your why. I totally get what you're saying. Look at me. I'm a business owner. I own a cafe. Hello? But the cafe owned me. You see what I'm saying? You say, well, you know, you think about it. My cafe, it's an MLM too. Well, what do you mean? There's one me, a boss. You might have a manager. You might have server, staff. It's an MLM, except you can never get out of it. You're on top, but you can never get out. How many of you heard Samson's talk? This last, Samson did an amazing talk on it. So is it a pyramid like that where actually it's upside down? We at the bottom supporting everything. Who do you know that works on your birthday? Yesterday was my birthday and I traveled 30 hours to come here. MLM, are you kidding me? Working on my birthday? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So just be real with them. And ultimately, it is your why that's going to help overcome that story. This young man take a lot of immune, take 6 immune. It's going to help you, okay? So immune and purify, okay? And eternal. So anyway, I hope that this talk, this 2 hours, really, really land in the right space for you. And sometimes it's not only the words. It's just the message, the energetic value from the stories that you can apply, digest, and integrate into your life. And continue to dance with life. And more importantly, hold tight on your dreams. Be optimistic. You know, especially with what's happening around the world, be optimistic. You know, before the whole pandemic, the last couple of years, people used to say, you know what, yeah, I have a dream. I'm willing to work towards my dream. And you know what? Is there any guarantee? Even though there's no guarantee, but at least we can try dying to get it. If we don't try, it's an automatic no. Are you guys with me so far? What if you give it your best and you don't do it? And by the time you get called home, okay? And the universe asks you, God asks you, what have you done with your life? So you know what? I never stop trying. Because I refuse to let my potential to die. And you continue fighting. And it's when you continue to fight for what you want. And to live that better version of yourself, you will feel so good. This is how I look through my entire career. When people laugh at me, I will say, they look at Kim. Kim's a dreamer. I said, at least I dare to dream. And I'm dare to walk. I said, what have you done with your life? At least I dare to dream. You are stuck and you just got laid off 20 years later. Hello? And I'm home free. Oh, I just can't do what you do. So, have hope. And dare to have your dream, and more importantly, dare to work your dream. Tell your story. If they say no, it's okay. Tell your why. I guarantee you, if I have everyone on stage to truly be authentic, let your parts down from a human being to another human being. Tell what's in your heart. I will tell you, there won't be a dry eye in the audience. That your story will touch other people's lives. And the world is waiting to tell your story. With that, thank you so very much. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you. 我们再给最大的掌声好吗 ？Thank you， 谢谢 Thank you。哇哦，今天这个哈，我们是最大的这个能量呀，我们是最大的能量啊！今天呢学到了很多，那所以呢，我觉得呢，对我来讲呢，在过去我最的 camp 呢，我觉得最重要的是什么？就是呢，学到了今天，那我们最重要了要去行动，才能悟到当中的最大的道理的。那也是今天我们很难得哈，那我们要不要邀请 Kim 跟我们拍一个大合照？要不要？ OK 啦，我们邀请我们的总裁哈 ，All the Costa Director